It's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video. Come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
In today's Destiny 2 God Roll Guide, we're going to be talking about the Liturgy Grenade Launcher, a weapon that I think every Destiny 2 player needs to get their hands on. It is very useful in multiple situations. You can stun multiple different champions, and you don't even need any of the artifact mods equipped. This grenade launcher is very unique and a must-have. So we're going to take a look at the stats, the perks, and I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think the God roll for the Liturgy Grenade Launcher is. So Guardians, let's get into it. But before we do, don't forget you guys can use my code PAID10 over at the advanced.gg website. They got a lot of flavors over there you can choose from, and you can use my code to get 10% off at checkout. So the Liturgy Grenade Launcher is a legendary kinetic stasis grenade launcher, and you can get this from the episode Revenant seasonal activities, and there's actually a potion that you can craft to specifically target farm this, which you're definitely going to want to do because the weapons aren't craftable this episode, so you're going to need to rely on RNG to get the roll that you want. Now this is a double fire grenade launcher, hard-hitting twin fire rounds, which means it actually spits out 2 projectile grenades instead of the classic just 1 projectile from most other breach grenade launchers. We don't have many of these in the game, and we definitely don't have another double fire stasis kinetic grenade launcher. The closest thing we have to compare to it is actually the Lingering Dread stasis kinetic grenade launcher, but this is your classic single fire one. And Lingering Dread is also a very good grenade launcher, but you can only get this from doing the duality dungeon, and it only drops from specific encounters. So in my opinion, it's much easier to get your hands on the Liturgy Grenade Launcher, especially because you can target farm for it. And since this is a seasonal weapon, it comes with the basic origin trait Dark Ether Reaper. Final blows with this weapon periodically spawn a Dark Ether charge. So every time you detonate a Dark Ether charge or just go collect it, this is going to refill your magazine from reserves, and it will overfill the magazine, so you can get more than 1 in the mag, which is really nice. Now, when it comes to the different barrel types, I would say go with something like Hard Launch to increase the velocity, so that way the projectile gets to your target a lot faster. And when it comes to the magazines, Spike Grenades, Proximity Grenades, and Disorienting Grenades are all really good, but I would say the number 1 pick in this slot is Disorienting Grenades. You shoot this into a group of ads, they literally will stop shooting at you, and they kind of like cover their face and go blind for a little bit. Very, very useful. Spike Grenades is also nice. It increases the damage by a little bit, but honestly, Disorienting Grenades is just way more useful in PvE. I would go with Disorienting Grenades for sure. And in the first column, you have Rhyme Stealer, Strategist, Perpetual Motion, Quick Draw, Envious Arsenal, Slideways, and Surplus. Rhyme Stealer is one of the new perks this season. States that destroying a stasis crystal or defeating a frozen target with this weapon grants you frost armor. Very good perk, but I kind of prefer it more on a primary weapon, not a special weapon like this grenade launcher. Strategist is also good. Final blows with this weapon generate class ability energy. Activating your class ability briefly improves this weapon's stability. So every time you get a kill with this, you're going to get about 10% back of your class ability. Perpetual Motion, this weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload speed when the wielder is in motion. Quick Draw, this weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. Not really the best in PvE, but if you're going to use this for PvP, Quick Draw would be the play. And you have another new perk, Envious Arsenal. Dealing damage with both other weapons before readying this weapon refills it from reserves. Envious Arsenal is a top tier perk, but I kind of prefer it on a heavy weapon. But I guess this would come in handy if you do have Envious Arsenal on multiple different weapons. Then you can switch them up through damage phases. That might actually be pretty useful. Then we have Slideways. Sliding partially reloads this weapon's magazine and temporarily boosts handling and stability. Now Slideways is very unique for this weapon. It's going to let you bypass the reload. I do believe that you can get a couple slides in back to back without having to reload, but after that, I think like once you get to like the 3rd or 4th slide, there is a cooldown, so it doesn't work infinitely. I do believe Slide Shot is a better choice. I believe Slide Shot you can just keep on spamming, but Slideways there is a cooldown. But other than that, Slideways is going to be really nice on this grenade launcher. Then you have Surplus, increase handling and reload speed and stability for each fully charged ability. I'm not really a fan of Surplus, especially in PvE. you're kind of just spamming all my abilities, so surplus is never really active for me. So I would pass on surplus if I were you. Then in the last column, we've got chill clip. Direct hits with the top half of the magazine cause detonation that slows nearby targets. And since you can really only get one in the magazine pretty much all the time, chill clip is going to be active at all times. Harmony states that final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage performance for a short duration. This is going to give you a 20% increase to damage and 15 to handling for 7 seconds. Lead from Gold states that picking up heavy ammo also grants special ammo for this weapon. Swashbuckler, this weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. This can stack up to 5 times, and at a ×5 stack, it is a 33.3% increase to your damage. And we have Chain Reaction. Each final blow with this weapon creates an elemental damage explosion. I do believe not too long ago, Chain Reaction got nerfed on grenade launchers, so I don't think it's as strong as it used to be, but it's definitely still a useful perk, especially if you're going to be using this for ad clear. And we got Desperate Measures. Weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. At max stacks, this is going to give you a 30% increase to damage. It's a pretty sizable damage buff, but I think that One for All is going to be better all around, because One for All states that hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration, so you don't have to get a kill with One for All. You just need to hit them, and this will give you a 35% increase in damage for 10 seconds. So One for All is like the longest lasting buff with the biggest damage increase. So if you really want a damage increase perk on this grenade launcher, go with One for All. But I definitely think 100% if you guys are going for this grenade launcher, Chill Clip is the way to go. Because this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Chill Clip has the ability to stun overload champions, and it has the ability to stun unstoppable champions. It does not matter if grenade launchers are on the artifact. You don't need an artifact mod to stun champions with Chill Clip. I do believe I have some footage in the background. For overloads, it just takes 1 hit and you slow them, and slowing an overload will instantly stun them. And then for unstoppables, you just have to hit them twice directly, and on the second hit, it's going to freeze them, and then you hit them for a 3rd time, either with a grenade launcher or any other weapon, and that will shatter them. And shattering an unstoppable will stun the unstoppable. So as you can see, this grenade launcher is going to come in very handy in those endgame master nightfalls, those GMs, any activity where you have champions you got to go against. You don't even have to worry about more than half of the champions, because this one weapon will take care 2 out of 3 of the champions in the game. Plus, this season, we do have grenade launcher artifact mods. We have artifact mods where if you hit a champion with a grenade launcher, it'll weaken them, and they'll be taking 15% more damage. So with all that being said, Guardians, what is the god roll? In my opinion, I'd probably go with hard launch, disorienting grenades, slideways, chill clip, and a reload masterwork. And then if you enhance this weapon, you can put a tactical mod on it, which will give you +6 to your reload speed and +6 to handling. This right here is what I think the god roll is. So if you guys are new here, need more Destiny 2 in your life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave a like if you found this helpful. Follow me over on Twitch and TikTok for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.